Hey guys, and welcome back to my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. In the last we left off, we were just about to enter the Shadow Curse lands and officially start Act 2. Before we get back into the game, as always, if you'd like to support this channel, you can do so for free on Twitch by giving me a follow, and for free on YouTube by giving me a subscribe, and that helps elevate my channel on those platforms, so that's greatly appreciated. If you'd like to support me financially, there are two links down below. The first one is to a Streamlabs donation page. You can just outright give a one-time donation, or if you'd like to become a patron, there is a Patreon link down below. Patrons get exclusive access to a monthly Q&A post/video combo. On the post, you will get to ask questions, and I will answer those questions on an exclusive video that I play a chill game and answer those questions on. So check that if you're interested in that as well. Also, since I have an unusual stream schedule, the best way to get a heads up about when I'm going to be streaming is to follow me on Twitter at @OldMaidGames. There's a link down below to that Twitter. I tend to post about 3 to 4 hours before I'm going to be doing my next stream. I think that's it, so let's get started. I still got fire resistance, really don't need that. I do have one more short rest in me. Okay.
Here goes
Go.
nothing.
Those shadows. There's power coursing through them. Oddly familiar. Better stay on alert.
I've never seen darkness like this before. It's unsettling.
Alas, it's the only path to Moonrise Towers. We have to push into the dark.
Wait, done talking? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle, you see here, let's toggle melee weapon set, use range set, use light source. On Hadrian, since he's basically all spellcaster, I'm going to have him do a light source. And Shadowheart, she tends to do almost all arrows, so I'm going to click her and have her toggle her light source. Of course, she does have this, which it constantly. Yeah, so I don't need to toggle a light source on her, I don't think, because her weapon has this Lathander's light, which basically sheds holy light in a 6-meter radius. So she's outputting light on her own with her weapon. I need to keep Karlach's and Astarion's melee weapons equipped, so we're just going to go with Shadowheart with her weapon light and Hadrian with a torch light. there will be some kind of like braziers and stuff. You can light those on the way as well.
What path lies before me?
You see this kind of like little curtain that starts here? That's when you're actually going to be in the darkness.
I can feel the shadow's power here. They don't seem to be harming me. The shadow curse. It doesn't seem to affect me like it does others. Not as badly, at least. This must mean she is protecting me. She favors me. And you don't even know what I mean, do you? Time to come clean, I suppose. I worship Shah, the Dark Lady, Mistress of the Night. Though, honestly, I'm surprised you didn't figure it out by yourself already. And this must mean I have her blessing. Lady Shah is protecting me where others are left to face her wrath. She loves me. She must do.
So what does this all mean?
Lady Shah wouldn't bless me like this for no reason. There must be something she wants of me. Those signs we found about Dark Justiciars, perhaps they were no coincidence. In either case, I need to watch for any place dedicated to Lady Shah. A temple, perhaps.
Alright, well, let's take a look at our map. This is Moonrise Towers. We are not going to go there anytime soon. Look. Okay. So let's head this way. And there's a flower here, I think. Yes.
This place is heavy.
Just here, we can have some light up here. And this.
The animal never had a chance. The curse consumes everything it touches.
Okay. So nothing really there. So we're gonna go down this path and get prepared. As you can see, there's people over here. We need to be prepared for a battle.
Stay together. Keep to the light. Stop! Who's there?
Yeah.
First, come closer. Hands up. Jonas, move in!
They didn't work out
Jonas?
that well for that guy.
Can you see our torches?
I can't see anything. Something's wrong.
Follow my voice. Come back to the light.
Who's there? Meg? Is that?
Jonas? Jonas.
Let's see if darkness can force rapid transfiguration. What magic is this?
Now is not the time. Harpers, to arms!
Okay. There's one back here. There's a few over here. Let's see. Let's take care of this one that's closest to us. I can't with that. This guy. Yeah, they do not like fire or radiant spells. So. Alright, Carlac, let's can you reach this guy? Can't.
Eat it.
Let's have you take care of this guy.
I feel cold, miserable. What is this?
I feel it too. Trainer.
I'm just gonna get closer to the light. There we go. See, it takes the shadow curse. You want to make sure your characters do not have this little shadow curse buff on them. Lucky goes, Eunice, what are you doing while shooting him? Alright, Shadowheart, let's you get closer here. If you do a fire spell, this guy over here. Oh, that did not.
Let's turn someone
damage.
inside out.
Alright, Starian, let's
Time to move.
this guy, yeah. And some more stuff. And some more stuff. Yeah.
Shit. The shadows took focus. Make every strike count.
Now, as you saw, these guys can do a disappearing. So. Oh, see the light shown on him.
Aye, aye.
Can I throw anything? Throw anything? Or reach this guy?
That's it.
Throw a shovel at him. Yeah. Right. Probably want to get out of the curse, guy. Oop. Harper Caro has now turned Shadow Curse because he ran into the Shadow Curse.
Onward.
So, I guess I know how to kill him.
Time for a cuddle.
Turn that brazier on. It's the light going. So there's a shadow somewhere, like over here. I'm not gonna go running around and getting it, so what do I do in the meantime? Not much really. Don't go into the Shadow Curse too. Oh, she has a torch with her, so maybe it won't be too bad.
Very well.
Anyway, throw an acid splash over here. Okay, not over there.
Heating up.
Or my acid hit.
Heading out.
Yes, get rid of the Shadow Curse. There we go. Stay in it too long. Let's do a void over here. There we go. Popped up where he was. Well, briefly. I thought maybe he'd stay. But at least now that we know where he is, throw that over there, and that should do some damage. Oh, okay. Remind me. Whoop. We lost one of our peoples.
On I go.
All these harpers. Well, let's just do a guiding bolt. Hope it just one shots. Yes, it does. Okay.
Thank you. We wouldn't have made it without your help. We need to get out of here.
Well, about
There's a safe place.
half
Follow
of you
me.
didn't make it. Give me.
Be quick. You don't want to linger here. Trust me.
Yes, they're going off that way. Sorry. Yeah, sorry about the poisonous cloud.
What's inside?
There better be a soft bedroll in my near future.
Yeah, Starian. I'm going to be heading to an outpost in a minute. Oh, I got all these corpses to loot. Index camp. Okay. And these shadow things that you killed, they don't have
Always room for more?
like standard loot. They will tell you about who they used to be before they became shadow creatures.
He had dreams of boarding a ship in Baldur's Gate and seeing the world. But then the darkness came. In her former life, this girl played in the nearby woods. She was always the best at climbing trees. You sense a young woman gazing at moonrise towers in awe. Perhaps one day she will get to gaze out from atop it, she hopes.
So kind of this flavor text basically kind of hammers home just what this shadow curse basically took away from everybody who actually lived here.
sense a young
Yeah.
woman gazing at moonrise towers in awe.
One day I'll catch a break.
Perhaps one day she will get to gaze out from atop it, she hopes. You see an older woman on her knees scrubbing the floor of an inn. The patrons made a mess of things again the night before. You see a man stalking slowly through the woods, bow half drawn. If he bags a deer, the whole family will be kept fed all winter. The image of an orange-haired cat asleep before a fireplace comes to you. What came of it?
So the guys ran off this way. That's the pathway. The other side is just a loop.
Anything of use?
And you need to be aware that there are ambushes in certain areas of the Shadow Coastlands. So it's a good idea to make sure you're always rested, just in case you stumble across one of the ambushes. Oop. Okay. Whatever's in that barrel doesn't need to loot it. It keeps auto closing on me, so feel well. Just swap food.
A little cursed for my taste.
Yeah. That Arcana check that everybody just failed, it basically tells you this looks like a like a cursed bird. Do not touch it. Bad news. So. Oh, crap.
Do you feel that? I've never felt so cold, and that's me. This place will swallow us whole if we let it. Stick close to Mama Kay.
Eggs we can harvest. And Starry,
Keep your distance, darling.
here is something for you to lock.
Crooked touch.
Let's move. Moving ahead.
Oh, just used. Pop that down. Okay. Gonna just leave this bird alone. Chest there. Okay, so that two. Rigged this way.
This place is
For a warm
protected.
bed and full
You might
stomach,
find allies
look
here,
no
or
further.
at least supplies.
Welcome
Shut
to the
up, voice in
Last
my head.
Light Inn.
So this is going to be our main refuge slash vendor area for this level.
No shadows here. Something must be keeping it at bay.
So this is a safety from the Shadow Coastlands area.
You there! Step forward and keep your hands off your weapons.
Easy. He's with me.
Come. Jahira!
just as once I wish people would say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, could you explain why you're doing this?
Absolutely.
This is why we're here, you see. It is a curious creature that hides all manner of secrets. But if there's one thing that we know, it's that it knows its own kind. You should never have come here, true soul.
I'm not a true soul.
Stop! What are you doing? He's the one who saved us!
He's the one who protected the Emerald Grove.
Yup. Didn't leave a goblin standing. Not so bad to hang around with either. Saved 2 of my friends. One from a harpy, and one from a mad druid with a snake. Didn't make a fuss of our thieving either. I pretty much trust him with my life.
A true soul with a mind of his own? How is that possible?
Yeah. So we're basically going to show her the artifact.
What in the hells is that thing?
Your guess is good for mine, because I have no idea.
Strangest magic I've seen since roaming the ruins of Mythdraenor. But I can't argue with the results. Congratulations. You've earned yourself the benefit of the doubt. Hear me, Harpers. All clear. At ease. I'll not pretend to understand what that artifact is. But I'm old and wise enough to recognize a sliver of hope when it crawls out of the dark. Tell me, why have you come here?
I want to cure for the parasite in my head.
Then our interests align. We must all cure ourselves. Of the entire cult of the Absolute. There's food in the inn over there. Beds too if you require rest. Aloe oil in the cupboard, in case the vines gave you a rash. Settle in. Then come join me for a drink. You may just be the godsend we've been praying for.
Damon might be knocking around here, right?
Talk.
Oh my god, soldier. That's Jaheira. The Jaheira.
You know her?
Not personally. I mean, I wish. She's an absolute
I
legend.
think Jaheira was
Years
the...
ago, over a century, Jaheira was part of a group that saved Baldur's Gate from Saravok, a Baalsport trying to plunge the city into war.
My mum used to tell us stories about them. The legends who protected the city from evil. She said Jaheira was a powerful druid. Adamant. Tough.
I've told myself those stories 1,000 times since. I never thought I'd meet Jaheira. She's a hero, and I was always... some outer city kid.
Can't believe she wants to talk to us about working together. What a day!
I think, I haven't played the first 2 games, but I think Jaheira features, at least in Baldur's Gate 2. I'm not positive, but I think she's a recurring character, or a, like, where you...
Yeah. There's more where that came
She's
from.
like a throwback character or something.
Wish we had
Now see,
stone.
some of these supplies I can look into, but once you get close to
I wish we had a
this
bloody army.
vendor, they start turning into stealing. new spot. You know what that means. Time to just loot everything we can. Loot, loot, loot.
No traps, please.
This will take a while. And if you didn't have torches before, there are tons of them here, so.
Pretty, but it can take a beating. It'll need to.
Get our main weapons back for now, since we'll be in this safe zone for a while. So that's all. That's all the quartermasters. Is that right? Yeah, quartermasters loot.
Blood, this is heavy. I wish we'd give
Jahira wants to know about supplies. Will we make it home? Burning through our oil, but she'll just about do. Just about?
Look who it is. It is our boy Damon over here. I like I see him. I'm gonna go say hi.
Karlak! I thought you'd be in the city by now. We were ambushed by cultists. Half of us were captured, the other half ran here.
Off the anvil into the forge. We'll find them. Hopefully.
Before you run off into the belly of the beast, there's something I need to tell you. Well, two things. Good news and bad news.
What do you want to hear first, Karlak?
The good news, obviously.
I only need one more piece of infernal iron to craft an insulating chamber that can make it possible for Karlak to...
Touch people!
Exactly!
Oh my god. It's really happening. It's been so long! So come on! Let's get this show on the road! We need to find that iron!
Hang on! I think you'll want to hear the bad news too.
Ah, it'll keep. I have infernal iron to find.
Karlak, believe me, this isn't something you should...
Let's move!
At least let me show you where to look. I'm not sure the infernal iron will still be there, but I can show you a few places of interest.
Okay. Karlak.
Infernal metal! Yes! We've got to bring this to Dammon as soon as we can. Let's hop to it. I can't wait to have this done.
No, that's she's just saying that because or she's saying that now because we have like a couple of pieces in our camp storage. Let's talk to Damon again.
How fares the search?
Go.
I'm not seeing any. Do let me know if it turns up.
Okay. Well, I gotta actually go to camp then to get it. Okay, so let's take a quick run to camp. While we are here, oh, here's our new camp. Where's the box? Here's the box. So, do a sort. Go. So I'm gonna get the extra iron out. Also want to get out, where are they? These devil foil masks. Because Damon can actually turn those into something useful for us. Okay, here we go. Damon.
How fares the search?
Here you go.
Well. All right. This shouldn't take long. Same as last time. You'll need to install it yourself. This should do the trick.
There. So did it work?
Only one way to find out.
Right hand on
You feel so nice.
Okay, don't get carried away, Garlic.
I can't believe it. Thank you, Dallon. Thank you so much.
It's the least I could do. Before you go, there's something I need to tell you. That engine of yours, it's contained for the moment, but it's just too hot to exist here in the material plane indefinitely. I know you know that, but the thing is, there's a cure. I wasn't making any headway with the mechanics, none at all. The environment here is just too cold to sustain metals like the ones inside you. You have to return to Avernus. For good. Or this thing is going to burn you up from the inside out. And sooner than you think.
The minute I set foot back in Avernus, Zarya will force me back into service. I'm not doing her bidding again. I'd rather die.
I get that, but don't rule it out. The world just might be better with you in it. Even in Avernus. I won't stop trying to figure out a cure, but at this point, I think we all have to face the inevitable.
Thank you.
Yeah. Apart from the doom and gloom, you've given me more than I could ever hope to repay.
It's been my pleasure. Good luck, both of you. Look after yourself, all right?
Okay, let's talk again.
This is the best day. The best day!
Okay, I'm happy.
I'm so happy for me too. Now I just need to find someone to cuddle up to tonight, and I'll be the happiest woman on the Sword Coast.
Okay, now let's talk to Domin again. Where are you at? There you go.
Glad you and Karlak are all right. Well, as all right as any of us. A makeshift Harper's Fire might not be where I hope to set up shop. But maybe I've got something you can use anyway. And if you find any interesting materials in need of working, I'm happy to help.
Interesting materials, what do you mean?
I hesitated to mention this back in the Druid's Grove, for obvious reasons. But no one has earned my trust, if not you. When Elturel was dragged into Avernus, I was drafted into a devil's smithy. It should have been awful. But infernal metal is like a wild horse. Powerful, exuberant. It'll kill you if you lack technique. I can sense some. Smell it almost. Somewhere in the area. Underground, maybe. Out there in the shadows. If you find it, bring it to me. I'll make something incredible.
I think I found some material you can work with. So I think this is my extra infernal iron.
Absolutely. Rare to get your hands on this stuff. Well done keeping it to hand.
We'll see. I have an extra infernal iron and there's mass, so I'm not sure what he's working with at the moment.
There you are. And be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention.
Okay, so yeah, this is the an extra infernal iron piece. Let's see, it is a heavy armor. Carlette, can you wear heavy armor yet? No. Okay. But, let's see. When you hit by a foe within 2 meters, they might take fire damage, 1 less piercing damage. So I'm going to send this to camp for now, but once Carlette can use heavy armor, which I think might be next level, I'll switch her to that. Alright, now let's see if he'll deal with these masks I have. Well,
Need anything?
found some hellish masks. Can you make anything?
Using something that's already fabricated is tough, but I can try. How many do you have?
I have 4.
I thought I sniffed American scent somewhere. These must have been a pain to get a hold of. American masks are brittle, so what I make won't last as long as my usual pieces. There. Be careful who sees you using that. Might draw the wrong sort of eyes.
Okay, so we've got floor orthon explosives. So basically 3 to 18 damage for those. So that's all the stuff he can make extra for me now. I think extra infernal iron items. I think he will make you 3 of them, and then I think the rest is just you end up having to sell because he won't make anything else. So he can make 2 more things for me. All right, let's see what you have. Okay. Some arrows. Warhammer, a short bow.
Careful, I bite.
Okay, use that. Extra weapon enhancement grants resistance to fire and cold damage. Ability to cast haste. It will take my seldom caught unawares bonus out.
My faith will guide me.
But it's an extra, and to be honest, I'm like flowing in cash at the moment, so. Alright, what's this? This halberd. Nobody I know is gonna use the halberd. Okay, what's this? This is a short sword. That's a short sword. Same damage. Okay, well, never mind that then. Okay, what's this? This is a scimitar. Some battle axe. I'm going to get the scimitar because someone in my party is going to be using scimitars at some point, so might as well get that because I know I don't have that many upgraded wise. Heavy armor. Medium armor. Cannot see how close I am to leveling up. I don't know if it's worth getting a second, getting this medium armor to give to Carlac if I'm going to be putting that heavy armor on her in a minute. because I have the gold for it. Any good dice. Alright, I guess that's all I want as far as buying, so let's start.
I'll be here if you need anything else.
Let's get these. Okay, so it's gonna go to camp. This is going to go to. Yeah, you can't use it. It's gonna go to Shepherd. Thank you. Right, so I'll put that in camp. I'm sure somebody can use that upgrade. I'll send that to camp. I'm sure somebody doesn't have gloves in camp, so. Oh, I didn't sell that knife. Oh well. Alright. Is there anything lootable in here? That strange ox has made its way back. Me. Go to my alcohol pouch. Mia. Brew. And got a new elixir. Elixir of viciousness. I think that's a good one for Starion if like you don't need a specific resistance or something. Here's my 2 vitriols I learned from the 2 ingredients I've got in this thing. But I think potion of animal speaking. Yes, this is what I want. Drink this. Okay, the rest. Shadowheart. Let's talk to this strange ox.
No, still incapable.
You ready to reveal your secrets?
Not for you to know.
Okay, I can do a +6. Let's do a +6. Bonus.
Well, come close. Your mind to mine. Are you satisfied?
Those are the least bovine thoughts I've ever seen. The hell's was that?
My little secret.
Right here. Bye. Yeah.
Toodaloo.
We do not want for whatever that was. You do have to be careful if you confront him, and you end up in battle with him. He can cause, like, via AoE stuff, he can cause Damon to be killed. But, I don't know if it's still an issue. I know that it was in like some of the earlier pre-patches. But basically it would be like, well, I hope you don't need Damon to save Karlach.
Might be useful.
Because he'd be dead. So it's best if you are plan to like confront him or whatever to make sure you have Karlach's 2nd upgrade done. I'm just gonna be looting the this hideaway for like the next little while, so mountain. I do not know why so many people have rotting food just sitting in some like main areas. If you've got food sitting there, I'm going to throw it out. So I think rot can easily travel from like one food to another. Like if you have like a rotting banana next to like another piece of food, that food tends to like start rotting pretty quickly as well. Now, as you can see, there is a little path here. We'll go down this little path, but I'm going to read this little notice. And this notice says, up ahead, shadow curse hangs thick. Even those with oil smear torches are not safe. Turn back now. So we are going to head back to safety. We will get something that will deal with the like super shadow curse a little bit later. But right now it is not safe to go into certain areas of the map because we are not protected. Shield thing kind of flowing in and out of the screen. Okay, is there anything over here that I've missed? No. Get. Camera. You're having me bonkers. Oh. You want to talk to this person? It will start a quest.
Please, I just want to be alone.
Why are you crying?
It's Dennis. He's gone. Cultists. It was so dark. I didn't realize until the children started screaming. They rounded us up. Cut us up. Said they were taking whoever could still walk to Moonrise Towers. I managed to get away. But my love, Dennis. Martin Dor, Roshan.
How did you manage to get away?
I've always been good at running. Unlike Dennis, I didn't realize one day our lives would depend on it. I just wish I could have said goodbye.
Yeah, Dennis could still be alive.
Do you really think so? By the gods, I hope you're right. I wish I hadn't let go of him.
I'll do my best to find him, but I can't promise anything.
It's hard to imagine him making it after everything that happened. But if you find him, it would mean the world to me.
Huh.
What am I going
So
to
that
do?
updated the we need to talk to Jahira. Northwest. What's that? Baldur's Gate. Minimize that. Okay. So we learned that from Bex that some of the tieflings, including her lover, have been taken to Moonrise Towers. We should investigate. Okay. So Shadowheart now wants to go looking for a Shar temple. Karlach's quest is complete for now. Visit of Waterdeep. Okay. Alright. Look, what's this? Okay. Alright. So, while we're at Moonrise Towers, we need to be looking for some tieflings to rescue. Now, if you watched some of my early episodes, you will remember that I said it was... Whoop, nope, I'm in the shadow first. You remember that I said that there was a tiefling who was arguing about whether they should stay with the other tieflings, or if they should like go on their own, because the tieflings would basically slow them down. We convinced them to stay with the other tieflings because if they go out on their own, basically 75% of the tieflings get slaughtered because they did not have the extra help from that group. So yeah, you want to rescue as many tieflings as possible. You need to make sure that that group stays with the main group of tieflings. So as you saw, we did a survival check, but everybody failed it. I think it's right around here. Yeah, okay. I think it doesn't allow you to dig if there's nothing. Ooh, Harlequin black and white. Yes, this is what I want for Shadowheart's color palette. Let's get started on that. Here. Okay, combine this. No, I'm probably going to switch that out at some point. It didn't really do anything. Okay. Nope, that's not what I want. I want to... No. Okay, I want to combine... Oh, no, let's... There you go, regular armor. Combine with our awesome new armor. Yeah. So that's what I tend to use for Shadowheart. It's Harlequin black and white. I think I just tend to use that for the rest of the game. There's nothing that comes in later, like higher levels, that I tend to prefer over that fur, so...
Never wanted the easy path.
some reason the sound seems to be muted a little bit as far as some background stuff. Going to be entering a side area in a second though, so I'm not going to worry about trying to fix it. Hopefully me loading the side area will.
Don't be shy. Have a gander at the finest stock.
I suspect she'd sacrifice anyone to achieve that. Taylor's doing her best.
Spread.
No signs of leaking. But Baldur's Gate can't.
Some cheese. This is the side area.
Even though it'll ever recover.
Here's the wine cellar.
Premium.
Go. Okay, there's a lot of booze in this place. So, be fun. Picking up all this booze and probably becoming over encumbered. Whoop, I don't want the bottles. Nope. Let's drop those. Drop. Drop. Okay. Some bottles I just dropped. There's some wine. Some wine. 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 Carla.
Hey, soldier.
Yeah.
Like I got
It's
something back. Something I've wanted for a really long time. When I touched you, I felt like a real person. My heart was racing, but I didn't hurt you. I don't have to be afraid of myself anymore. I don't have to hold back. Not sure the world's ready for unleashed Karlach, but it's getting it anyway. Thanks to Damon. Thanks to you. Thanks to fate.
What do you do with your newfound freedom?
Touch! Touch everything! Touch everyone that'll let me. Shake hands, dance a waltz, maybe even kiss a face or two if I find a good candidate. The world's my funhouse.
Yeah, okay. We'll leave that for now. I wanted to actually loot this barrel. Okay, give me a second. The just sound doesn't seem to be doing right, so I'm going to do a save. And then I'm going to do a load once it finishes saving. See if that fixes the sound. Because I'm getting some ambient sound, but not much. It might just be because of where I am. It might be because I have music turned all the way down. We'll see. Some
What's
background
hiding
music
here?
now. Just need to check my volume settings. This place might rely on particular type of sound. Options. Audio. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Probably turn that down again at some point because you don't want copyright. can't tell, there is a spiderweb covered door here. So what we're gonna do is have Karlach destroy everything. Yeah, Shadowheart, I'm not sure why you're standing on boxes. Okay.
Still alive, so that's progress.
And let's turn the spiderweb off. Yep, double doors. As you can see, there is a cracked wall there. There is some smoke powder barrels in the way. So what we want to do is get that smoke powder barrel tucked away at camp. And then we'll focus on destroying the wall. Actually, there are a couple of smoke powder barrels in here. Oh, no, just one.
Don't be shy.
Karlach, does your weapon do the correct things? No, but I think yours does, Shadowheart. Right, I need y'all to move out of the way. Blocking the way. Now,
let's do this.
Yes.
Looking ahead.
Let me put my torch on. Do not know if this is technically... Oh, you know what? This is not where I want to be. Not where I thought it was. Okay, never mind. Okay, so let's, my main stuff on. Start
What's in here?
the rest of this wine cellar.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Yeah, that's the side way to get to that part of that room, which I will show later. But if you remember that side path that basically had extra dark shadow curse, extra strong shadow curse, that can lead to a house, and that's the basement of that house. But to be honest, I'd rather just kind of all loot it at the same time. So I'm not going to bother going to that side area. My over-encumbered state. way. This side. Different. Bottles. Goes wine up here. I know there's a key somewhere. So let's unlock this. Let's do that first. Yep, unlock this. There's another wall. That wall is the one I thought the other one was. So we'll go in there in a second. Finish looking. Okay, let's go back this way. See all these boxes. I think they're all empty like the other ones were. Need to start in. Carry some of these bottles. Still can't do anything. Put things in there. Camp supply packs. Get rid of some of that weight. Alright, garlic. Let's destroy some boxes. You can destroy this wall.
Never a dull moment.
Shadow barrel, smoke powder barrel, not shadow barrel. In there. You gotta be careful because if you made it explode with a certain amount of force, it will destroy anything nearby. So that's locked door that goes into the basement.
should mind my step.
Scroll, revivify, revivify. How do you want to call it? Okay, so I think that's it in this little room. As you can see, you can get out to the basement that way, but like I said, I'm gonna wait to loot to that until I can go to the rest of that house. So there's twist go. Alright, so we're done in the wine cellar.
Let's see what this does.
Last night's best bargains right here.
We need a way into the towers. I intend to find one. What I won't do is send any more of our people into the nurse. That's what we're doing. She wants the same thing as we do. To save the city.
Stuff red, that, whatever. That's just great.
Don't be shy. Have a gander at the finest stock.
Person who's calling out about buying stuff that's upstairs, so I'm wondering where that voice is coming from. That's where.
I'll be out of your way as soon as I'm finished.
Shadow clock is full. Stuff garlic, yes. Okay, let's see. Yeah, if you remember, when we had that fight with the shadow creatures, we lost, I think it was 3 Harpers total. One of them's story, and the other 2 basically, one of them got caught by the shadow curse, the other one was just, like, damaged too much. I think that might come into effect, like that might have a consequence right near the end of Act 2, so I'll have to see. I know you're mourning, but hear me out. I need money. I don't really need money, but this is lootable. It gives me a pretty penny, so I'm just gonna take it. Sorry. Here. Might be like, oh, you just about done looting? This is only the outside that I've looted so far. That's why I said this game is about 75% looting. At least the way I play it. I need everything but like I said, vases, vases, what do you call it? Someone has a little reading nook up here. Trying to hide out from having to do patrols or whatever.
This place gives me the creeps.
This is more unloadable stuff, but we can talk to this person.
Stock up while you can. I only hope I've brought enough to see us through.
Let's see. Yours. Okay, what do you have? Anything interesting? Potions wise. Not really. I mean, she has some greater healing potions, but Don't need this at the moment. Dragon slaying arrow. Yes. Take that. These are scrolls. Cloud kill scroll. Cloud kill is a really good spell, but I tend to, by the time I need cloud kill scrolls, I tend to have enough for what I want to use it for. Incandescent staff. Why that says 0 to 7 damage, I don't know. Oh well. It only grants resistance to fire damage, and it gives me a +1 to a spell attack. Keep what I got. You know what? I will buy it though, because I do have other casters that will be in my party. Okay, what's this? Rapier +2. I'll buy that and I'll send that to camp. What's this? Hat. That's with an unarmed attack. Nobody in my group would ever be unarmed, so no point in me buying that at all. We have our first cloak. That. Obscured. I tend to never do obscured stuff, really. Shield. Gain 1 level 1 spell slot. Shield bash. What shield do you have? Let's get you a new shield. Go. I'm just spending money, but look, I got 13k here. I got 10k at camp. I've got plenty. Protection from missile. Gloves. I don't really need gloves. I think you already have some gloves, don't you? On hit with a weapon attack, possibly inflict penalty to attack rolls. Oh. What's this? 2-weapon fighting. When you melee an attack with your offhand weapon, you can add your ability modifier. Okay, well what's ability modifier? Okay, bust on ability. Oh, you know what? I don't know what my ability is for him. Okay. Advantage on wisdom saving throws. She's still got 3, so I don't need to buy any new stuff for her at the moment. That's Scarlet. Which you have. Okay. Right. Now, so now I've bought. Let's sell. Sell this. Sell this. Okay, alright, that's it for that vendor.
Take
for
care
now.
now.
Alright, now let's take a peek at all I bought. For some reason I thought Star had an exclamation mark over his head. Okay, let us get a cloak. Fancy. Give you a new shield. Shield heart. Go. Send that shield to camp. Send that rapier to camp. Send that staff to camp. I'll give you a new arrow. Okay. Let's look at this cape. It's hideous, doesn't go with our outfit, so you know what we need to do? We need to dye it. Still hideous, but at least it kind of goes with our outfit now. Buy the shield. I can, but it apparently did nothing as far as the cosmetic of it. Okay. So we're done on the outside. Let's go in the inn itself.
Right here.
So that's all aloe oil. I'm actually gonna have Harry pick all those up because those are new. Camp outfits that we haven't seen before. So we have mole there.
Don't be shy. Have a gander at the finest stock.
Mole is another vendor, but since we've just sold, I'm gonna kind of roam around doing some more looting. Before I talk to her.
Premium trinkets and doodads.
Okay, for some reason this ink pot, it makes me want to go outside, so I'm just gonna put on looting it. That is silly.
But we do know that anyone who goes charging into those shadows is
Plan is to do nothing. Let the Duke.
Last night's best bargains right here.
We need a way into the towers. I intend to find one. What I won't do is send any more of our people into the curse.
Any help from Jahir?
She wants the same thing we do. To save the city.
But she doesn't care if the Duke lives or dies. I wouldn't go that far. But her
Shadow
focus
heart.
is on the cult, and I suspect she'd sacrifice anyone to achieve that.
Shy. Have a gander at the finest stock.
Can't.
If you have an alternative in mind, please don't close it. Patience.
Don't even know if he'll ever recover.
But we do know that anyone who goes charging into those shadows
nothing.
is dead.
So the plan is to do nothing. Let the Duke rot in prison while Baldur's Gate burns.
Far from
Premium trinkets and doodads.
I intend to find one. What I will
Flame colour. That's your name, isn't it? Art colour? I'm Fistula.
Nathaniel and me climbing up a tree.
We need you, sir. One of our own's been taken. A Grand Duke. You might know something that could help us bring him back. We found him out in the shadows, just wandering. Nothing survives out there for long. Don't know how he made it, or where he came from.
This is no physical ailment. It is a spiritual malaise. The man's mind has been gripped by the Shadowfell, yet it has not broken.
Don't you mention Daniel? Who's that?
No idea, I'm afraid. Whoever it is must be someone important to him. He's been saying the same thing over and over, ever since we found him.
Can he hear you?
You hear me, don't you, sir? You might not be able to answer, but you hear me.
That song, have you heard it before?
No, not till I met Art, anyway. It seems to be all he remembers.
Did you check for any personal effects?
This was in his pocket. He doesn't seem to have any reaction to it now, but he held on to it for 100 years anyway.
I'll see what I can discover.
Thank you.
We need a way into the towers. I intend to find one. What I won't do is send any more of our people.
Okay. So, let's read this. Okay, so if you remember, there was talk about a war between, like, Ketheric Thorm and the Shars against, like, the Harpers and, you know, Howson and his druids and stuff. And that was 100 years ago. So apparently this guy was with the group that was here 100 years ago. So, and he's, I guess, been missing ever since. He's been stuck kind of here. Okay, so now let's look. Let's get everybody's. Yeah, take your shield down because I cannot see your clothes. You too. Take your shield down so I can actually see your clothes. Okay. That's definitely better than what I have. So let's send that to Shadowheart. I don't like that look better. Does that look better? Okay, yeah, so send that to camp. Let's do some dyeing. There we go. That looks more like it's my last bit of, what is it, black and summer green dye. You look like that on. Don't look bad, especially if we dye it, I think. There we go. Special. Okay, y'all shield put on. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So if you remember,
Her focus is on stopping the
Howson mentioned a Nathaniel.
Taylor's doing her best. He shows no signs of waking
So what we need to do is at some point go go to camp.
If you have an alternative in mind, please do propose it. Patience. He may know a way.
So we need to tell him about this guy who talks about Nathaniel. So he has to say.
Far from it. We need a way into the towers. I intend to find one. What I won't do is send any more of our people into the curse.
Don't mind if I do.
Any help from Jahir?
She wants the same thing we do. To save the city.
She doesn't care if Ranjit lives or dies. I wouldn't go that far. But her focus is on stopping the cult, and I suspect she'd sacrifice anyone to achieve that. Taylor's doing her best. He shows no signs of thinking.
We can wait.
Baldur's Gate can't.
If you have an alternative in mind, please do propose it. Patience. He may know a way through the curse.
Don't even know if he'll ever recover.
But we do know that anyone who goes charging into those shadows is dead.
So the plan is to do nothing. Let the Duke rot in prison while Baldur's Gate burns.
Far from it. We need a way into the towers. I intend to find one. What I won't do is send any more of our people into the curse.
Any help from Jahir?
She wants the same thing we do. To save the city.
She doesn't care if Ranjit lives or dies. I wouldn't go that far. Her focus is on stopping the cult. I suspect she'd sacrifice anyone to achieve that. Taylor's doing her best, but he shows no signs of waking.
We can wait.
But Baldur's Gate can't.
If you have an
That's it for this room. So let's free up some weight off of character. Now,
Gate burns.
We need a way into the towers.
circle.
What I won't do is send any more of our people into the curse.
Any help from Jahir?
She wants the same thing we do.
I should speak up.
Thought you'd be 10 yards tall the way Zevlor spoke of you. Ceres, Scout. Seems we missed one another at the Grove, but the others told me how you helped us. A pity. You pulled them from one death trap, only for me to land them in this one.
You were ambushed by the cult. That sounded brutal.
Aye. Not a battle she's likely to put to song. Maybe we should have just surrendered. Zevlor begged us to. But... they were toying with us. Making examples. And we'd had enough of taking it. Those of us who cut free just kept running till we found this place. The others... maybe the cult got them. Maybe the curse.
What were we doing at her to begin with? We bound from Baldur's Gate.
This army of the Absolute is growing and flowing towards Moonrise. There's worse than goblins on the roads now. I thought we might pass unnoticed along the fringes of this place. Escape the owlbear by hiding in its shadow, so to speak. You can see exactly how well that went.
Don't lose hope. The others might still be alive.
Zevlor had hope. It didn't save him. A little sense will serve us better, I think. But... thanks. It was sweet of you to try.
Look.
I intend to find one. What I
You
won't
do,
do
I don't need it.
any more of our people into the curse.
Any help from Jahir?
She wants the same thing we do. To save the city.
But she doesn't care if Ranjit lives or dies. I wouldn't go that far. Her
This is
focus
the bard.
Don't be shy. Have a gander.
You're all right. Thank goodness. I was worried they'd got you too.
heard what happened.
I keep replaying it. Over and over in my head. They lined us up like dogs. Asherak was with the kids, telling them it was going to be all right. Maybe that's why they picked him. Told him to kneel. They took his eyes first. Then his tongue.
How did you survive?
Roland, of all people, saved us. He said he stayed in the grove because of you. And I'm damn glad of it. Without him, well, none of us would be here.
Roland, the apprentice orders, that's the one I was talking about. That if you did not have him stay with the grove, basically a bunch of people, more of the tieflings would have been killed.
Yes. He shielded me and the kids, while his brother and sister rushed the cultists. Cal and Leah were dragged away, along with the others. Roland isn't taking it so well. None of us are, to be honest. How do you do it? How do you keep going?
I'll let you know when I figure it out.
We're in the same boat then. That's somewhat of a comfort. You've done so much for us already. But I have to ask. The others might still be out there. If they're not dead, they're in Moonrise. And gods have mercy on anyone in that hell's pit.
I'm sure they're fine. Probably being held for questioning.
Maybe. Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. You've enough on your plate. Just be careful out there, all right? I can't handle anyone else dying.
Oh. So yeah, that group, being there, like I said, saved a bunch of the tieflings.
Don't wander far.
Frostlight's best bargain, right?
Oh, these necklaces. Healing ward and step up.
Finest stuff.
Something over there.
Oh. That on either side of it.
I missed that. Awesome.
Alright, what does this do? I deal cold damage. Include a circle of ice around. Yeah, okay, let me get rid of this one. So I'll send that one to camp. Put this one on, especially since my staff at the moment does bonus cold damage. So I'm going to try and do that when possible. Let me talk to this kid. Whoop.
This place is awesome. There's so much stuff.
That's the kid we rescued from the harpy. So can't stand. Rotten stuff. Glass chalice, are you worth anything? Not really. I'll drop this. Drop it. Emerald rings, probably worth a bit. And more wine. We loot this. This is rolling.
There's another bottle of Arabellan Dry back there. Put it on the bar, then piss off and leave me alone.
Jahira said we should serve drinks, but that we shouldn't serve drunks.
Jahira didn't save your ragged little tail from the cultists. I did.
My fellow tell me you're the reason her and the kids escaped.
Cute. Maybe she'll write a ballad about me. She can leave out the part where my brother and sister were dragged away screaming while I was saving the orphans. If you hadn't filled their heads with all that self-righteous heroic crap at the Grove, none of this would have happened.
Do you know where they are?
Dead for all I know. Or in the cult's tower with the others who were taken.
They're alive, I'll rescue them.
They're my responsibility. You go save the world. Or your own arse. Or whatever it is you do. I'll fix this.
So he's not super happy with me. Because me, talking him into, staying at the Grove, basically, ended up with his brother and sister being captured by the absolute cult. So, it's kind of not happy. Down by booze. Where am I going? Oh, it wants to take me outside to do that. Never mind. Put this instead. Booze. Let's roll these bottles. Some beer on the floor. Set up for some reason. Beer. Our birds, Astarian, lockpicking.
Should be easy.
For fail. Shadow Heart. so I'm gonna take a 5 to 7 minute break. And we're gonna continue looting. As you can see, about 75% of this stream so far has been just looting this place. It won't be so bad once we get done. We can continue the story, but it's just gonna be a loot heavy stream this today, so. Let's do a nice little quick save before we go. Save. Okay. Alright. We'll be back in a minute, or in 5 to 7 minutes. And we're back. Okay. Alright, let's get back to it. By get back to it, I mean loot everything for another hour. Just my headphones. Unfortunately, my volume meter is on my headphone, like itself, so whenever I go to pick up and put on my headphones, my thumb always tends to kind of accidentally graze over the volume wheel. I always end up like turning it down. So I think I'll definitely be selling some camp supplies because I just looted like a whole game's worth of camp supplies and booze. I just don't need that much. So, sell some. No, I do not need. Okay, there's nothing really out here on this. So that would need.
Last night's best bargains right here.
Looting this. Look. Looks like we have a unwanted guest.
Your move, Maul.
You trapped me? I didn't even want to take this one.
Kalimshan rules, dear. The first piece touched is the first piece moved.
That's garbage. No matter where the night goes, I'm gonna lose it.
Then make the sacrifice useful. Guard your Mistra, or come for my Cyric.
What's going on here?
Look who made it. For once, I saved your butt out there, didn't I? We're square now, Chief. Say, do you play lance ball by any chance? It's my first time playing.
The keen gleam in Moll's eyes reveals the lie. She knows the game well, and she wants to win.
Okay, so wizard. He set up a crap. Server is not opened.
My, the Thescan double counter gambit. Vicious. Exactly what I would have done.
How's that for Kalimshan rules?
Brava. Lovely work. I see I was right to make you the offer I did. You will consider it, won't you? What a lovely specimen she is. A blushing apple begging to be plucked.
Please let me smack this creep.
Like that's what's mistake or like
The
that. It's
Thescan
creepy.
move suggestion was inspired. I had no idea you played.
Let's see. Is that why you're here to play games?
To play the game. The vast lance board of souls. But don't you worry about Moll. It goes without saying she still has the unconditional freedom to choose the only option she has left. Now, let's talk about you. I sense there's something you want to ask me.
I do. I have a proposal for you.
A proposal? If you're hoping to taste my blood, little vampling, think again. It burns hotter than wyvern whiskey.
This is serious business. Devil. Well, a long time ago, someone carved infernal runes into my back. They're a fragment of a contract. I'd like to know what the full contract says.
Don't play games.
Oh, such impatience. It's something very important to your master, but is it a love letter, a warning, or a deed of ownership? I could give you all the gory details, but of course, you'll have to do something for me first. Let me think about it, and get back to you.
You'll get back to me. This is important, Devil. When?
Don't worry, I'm motivated to help you. Scars often tell such wonderful stories.
Bit of a fit.
I think yours might be truly exquisite. I'll see you soon.
His Majesty. Let's talk to His Majesty.
Hiss! I say hiss!
Let's get your whiskers in a twist.
This is my territory, and you're in it.
My intentions are pure. I only wanted to admire you up close.
I'll allow it.
Astarion approves whenever you're deferential to cats in this game. And that's why if you look at like some fan art and you look at Astarion and then Cat, there are some where he's basically either like hanging out with a bunch of cats or he's like been like made into like a cat, and they always tend to be like fluffy, fancy, schmancy cats that people turn them into, so it's hilarious. Let's see, quite the specimen you are. How did you come to this place?
I slinked, of course.
You seem like someone who knows what he's about. Heard anything interesting around here?
Good of you to notice. For my part, I have noticed the cleric is a liar. She promised me a bit of milk. Do you see any milk, do you? Nor do I. Disgraceful.
Quite like
You've had enough. Now go. Quickly. Yes.
Started fruit again. He's hilarious. A regular mortal.
Yes, I'm well aware. I heard you the first time.
Makes sense. It's worth some money. Painting. Do that. Blacksmith tongs aren't worth anything. Let's just do that. Okay, this is Barkus.
Ah, you.
What happened to the other gnomes you were with?
Don't know, don't care.
How are things?
How are things? How are things? Well, I've been through worse. I'll soon be off to Moonrise Towers to look for my friend, Wulbrin. I understand you might be headed in that direction as well.
I reason for believing the seat of the absolute is in Moonrise.
Oh, joy. More cultists. I'm sure I'll have no problem locating Wulbrin and skipping out of there, hand in hand.
I'm going to Moonrise Towers too. Why don't you let me look?
You wouldn't even know what he looks like. Then again, my track record is, well, discouraging.
Yeah, I'll search the
That's very decent of you. Very decent of you indeed. But I won't stand idle. I've spotted an alchemist's scales, and had already been cooking up a little something that might help against those cultists. I'll get to work on the brilliant retort. You get to work at the towers. Deal?
Deal.
Very good. Very good. Very good indeed. Now, you, off to your heroism, as it were. Some of us are counting on you.
So, we now have to go rescue some gnomes too. No, that, I think she might get upset if I
Welcome to our humble... Wait, are you Karlak? A lot of us were in Avernus. We saw you fighting. You were so good.
Well, yeah, I guess I was. I mean, you should avoid fighting for devils if you can. But if you can't, it helps to have a good right hook.
I saw you lay out a Moor demon in 2 hits. Bam! Bam! We were all like, whoa! How'd you learn to fight like that?
Had to. Life didn't pull any punches. It was up to me to learn to take a hit and deal one back.
I've been tossed around a lot too. I want to learn how to fight back too.
From the look of things, you've got your wits about you. A clever mind and a bit of style will take you a long way. Fight with those, and you may find you never need to use your fists at all.
In that case, want to buy a lucky ring I found?
Ha! Nice try, Shorty. Keep it up, though, and you'll be scamming with the greats in no time.
kid will look up. It's up to you. It's nice to see.
It is, isn't it? Hope he makes it out of this mess with his wits in one piece. I'd like to see him set up in a proper home in the city. Every kid deserves that.
Okay. Well, now can we actually
Check it out.
shop?
We've gone legitimate, and Mole put me in charge. What do you need?
Okay. Let's see what you got. Okay, elixir bloodlust. How many do we have loose? We'll get 2. That's good enough for now. There, another cloak. I need that. Need those. Let's sell some stuff to her. Him. Keep that because that deals with deals with the all booze picked up. It's too much. So,
Pleasure doing business with you.
Maybe not, Mum.
Don't be shy. Have a gander at the finest stock.
That there. Okay. This is our next way to advance the quest.
Trinkets
That,
and doodads.
go loot upstairs. There's nothing really lootable on this route. Bottle. Here.
Don't be shy. Have a gander at the finest stock.
All these instruments. Some of those. Starting. quest. Balcony. All the lootable stuff. Check out 7K. Send this. No, send this. Camp. Go.
What a day.
Are you still registering as over encumbered? I'm not. I need to get rid of something else so it'll just register that I've gotten rid of 7 pounds worth of stuff. There we go. Go. Alright, so let's talk to Chihira. This moves our quest forward a little bit. Okay.
Please, be welcome. Have a drink.
Oh, my gods!
To your very good health.
I don't have a medicine thing, and so I'll just.
Yeah. I mean...
We'll just Carlack's fangirl.
It's an honor, milady.
I will gladly drink to your health as well, Garlack.
To your very good health.
Well over a century old, and yet it hasn't lost a hint of flavor. Still not quite so sure about you, though. People tend to lose more than just flavor when illithids get their hands on them. I speak from experience. There's an air about you. Something alien. Answer me true and do not lie. The parasite is changing you, isn't it?
She's trying to change me, but I'm resisting the temptation.
You want to deny the parasite has any sort of hold on you, but somehow you can't. Jahira spots your confusion, and her eyes narrow.
It's the wine. I added a herb to your cup that betrays your lie. Look around you. Good men, good women. Stranded here, 2 feet in the grave. If we're to survive, I have no choice but to trust you. Can I?
Yeah, what happened to me being godsend even?
That was a public display of hope, despite private reservations. I have every reason to be cautious. I've traced people like you. People with parasites in their brains. All the way here from Baldur. The cult of the Absolute is spreading through the city. Quietly, quickly, and with unsettling deliberation. We tracked them to this ancient village, only to be faced with a man we killed and buried over a century ago.
Sounds like necromancy.
It seems likely, which means he isn't working alone. He was a Sharan once. Took to building an army of dark justiciars beneath this very village. Alongside the local druids, we made it our business to see him deposed, dead and buried. But he's returned. Not only does General Ketherick Thorm live again, it seems he is no longer mortal. He has become, in fact, invincible. We met him on the road here, commanding an army of the Absolute, intent on destroying Baldur's Gate. I put an arrow through his eye myself, only to watch him pluck it out like a splinter. He healed right in front of me and chased us into the shadows. Things looked hopeless, but experience has taught me that no matter how bleak things look, there's always hope. You are that hope.
What did you have in mind?
Protected by your artifact, you can infiltrate his forces at Moonrise Towers, posing as a true soul. Find out what it is that makes him invincible, so we can strip him of his advantage. Once Ketherick is without his shield, the sword, together we assault his tower and put a final end to this blight.
Make use of my affection. I want to be cured of it.
Any cure starts with understanding the disease. Whatever magic Ketherick's using to control these tadpoles, it must be at Moonrise. Until then, we keep drinking wine when we meet.
Well, how do I reach him? The towers are surrounded by shadows. I think it's the like super dark shadows that we cannot infiltrate with like just a torch.
You're not our only secret weapon. Isobel, a faithful cleric of Selûne, and a light in the darkness. She cast the moon shield around the inn. It's the only reason we're still alive. She's upstairs in her chambers. Tell her I sent you, and she'll see you through the shadows safely.
So, that's actually not going to help us in the super shadows. That's like, that's, I think, protection just for, like, if you, let me get on the table. Let me get on the table. But,
Don't be shy. Have a gander at the finest stock.
she sent me to, my brain's just dead today. Okay. Yeah, seek protection from the shadow. Yeah, Isabel. Okay, so Isabel will cast something on us that will protect us from the regular shadows, so we don't have to like carry torches constantly anymore when we leave the inn. But there is a second thing we can get that will protect us from like the super duper shadow curse. Before we go to Isabel, I want to go to camp. We're gonna tell Howson about this guy who's like in a kind of like a coma thing.
These boots have seen everything.
What do you have to say, Will?
A blushing apple begging to be plucked? Raphael's angling for the girl's soul.
Yeah, she's an obstinate one.
She's stubborn, yes. Bold as a lamb cavorting in a lion's den. But as ambitious as she is, Mole's no fool. One way or another, she'll see there's no winning Raphael's game, and she'll walk away.
For her sake, I hope you're right.
You've seen what happens when a bound soul reaches for freedom. I can't imagine what cruel penance Mole would pay if she were ever to resist that fell bastard.
What's it like being son of a Grand Duke?
Not so enchanting as you'd think. The Portiers, the Caldwells, they were the blue bloods hosting the fancy balls and drinking from gold goblets. Father's the son of a blacksmith, born with barely a coin in the coffers. He made a name for himself among the Flaming Fist. Brave as Baldur and stubborn as a deep Rothay. Daring, outspoken, but hardly posh. I spent more time dueling with Father than I did rubbing elbows with lords. Not to say I didn't develop a taste for good wine and the talent for courtly dance.
Now you're the Blade Frontier. It's quite a change.
Yes and no. Father taught me the 4 pillars of power. Courage, insight, strategy, justice. He reckoned I'd follow in his footsteps. First as a fist marshal, then as a duke. Vanquish evil, maintain order, save the world. But a duke makes bedfellows with more monsters than he slays. Father called it diplomacy. I called it hypocrisy. In the frontiers, there is no posturing, no diplomacy. I slay monsters. I don't consort with them. Even if I might look like one.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with my companions, like talking to them often, and I will be coming up onto some like situations where I'll have to influence them, and if I do not have a good enough like rating with them,
The shadow curse is upon us. As foul as I remember
then
it.
I might
Perhaps
not
even
win the
worse.
roles.
But with the Oak Father's blessing, we may soon see it banished from these lands.
But there's a flaming fist that blasts like curses left him insensible. He's muttering about a boy called Nathan.
He is? Then I must see him. Insensible or not, he knows something. Thaniel is no ordinary child. He is the very spirit of this land. If this fist knows where he is, then perhaps we can save him. Save everything. I will go to see him at once. Join me when you can.
Oop, and he vanished. Let's talk to Gale.
Always at your side.
See if he has anything he wants to talk about.
I know well the pain of seeing your life's hourglass running empty. Grasping at any means of slowing the grains as they slip inexorably through your fingers. Karlak's fate may be ordained, but her actions are not. She will make each breath count. You can be sure of that.
Okay, he just wants to talk about Karlak. Whee! Shadowheart, I talk to often enough. Starion, we'll talk to before we rest. Lae'zel, we haven't talked to you in a while. Let's chat.
If death is soon to take Karlak, she should make every moment as rich as the last. Fight viciously, roar loudly, step boldly. She must make herself known.
Training room was illuminating. Our gift instructions were always so brutal.
My own Savage would never have threatened a youngling. A waste of time and energy. The pupils themselves culled the weak from their ranks. I myself felled 4 of my own classmates once Kalir had 100 times circled Tyrell.
Rage entertainment?
Survival. My people have no use for cowards. Every trainee that I slayed was either too weak to withstand the lessons, or was cocky enough to pick a fight they could never win. They underestimated me, so they paid the price. The Githyanki are only as powerful as their weakest warrior. Jaquith de Venzir, the termination of the frail, strengthens us.
Your quarrel with Shadowheart.
It is over where I am concerned.
Yeah, that's relief won't survive this if we don't stay
It is through conflict that we strengthen our bonds. Yet I do not recommend Shadowheart seek it again. The next resolution may not end in her favor.
Okay, so let's leave camp.
Last Light's best bargains, right here.
Alright, now let's go. This house that has to say about.
Do know that anyone who goes charging into those shadows is dead.
The plan is to do nothing. Let the Duke rot in prison.
Daniel and me are climbing up a tree.
It's true then. He's met Daniel. There's no other way he'd know that name. This is just what we needed. Well done. We need to wake him. He must know something about where to find Daniel.
Any ideas?
If he was able to escape the Shadowfell, then it mustn't have managed to consume his spirit. Well, not all of it anyway. We need to unlock whatever's left of him, inside his head. There must be something to trigger him. A word, a memory, an item. We just need to find it.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
I don't deserve you, my friend.
Burns. Far from it.
So, if you read this, that's why I didn't sell it. It says that basically he was taking lodging here at the Last Light Inn, but he was investigating the House of Healing. So, what you need to do is you need to go to the House of Healing, like once you find it, you need to look for something specific. That will be where the item is. that
Shine,
can bring
have a
you back.
gander at the finest stock.
Now, before we continue, I'm going to do a long rest. Sounds like something's going on.
Playtime's over, pet.
Oh, I love this time of year. The dickheads start popping up wherever you look.
What do you want, Mizora?
Drop the attitude and perk up your ears. You've got a new mission. Absolute's cult has gone and grabbed one of Zariel's assets. A devil. And a powerful one at that. They're locked up in the cult's fortress, Moonrise Towers. And you're getting him out.
If this devil's so powerful, how did they manage to get captured?
Will your playmate's wasting precious time? Let's see about getting his priorities fixed. Clause Z, Section 13. Should promised soul refuse obeyance or neglect duty, the pact holder shall cast the promised into Avernus as a lemure. I'll make it simple. Will fails or refuses, and he turns to a thick blob of stink flesh and sinks to Avernus. Now, be a good boy and play fetch, pup, or you'll spend an eternity sizzling in the hells.
Mizora's words may be flippant, but they are tinged with desperation. She cannot afford for Will to fail this mission. This may be your best chance to negotiate Will out of his pact.
We'll rescue your asset on one condition.
Oh, and what condition is that?
Your mind links with Will's, drawn in by his increasing panic.
What are you doing?
You end Will's pack and go your separate
The
ways.
doubtful Will catches his breath, but says nothing, and your connection fades.
Interesting. Now, why should I go letting my favorite pet off his leash?
Intimidation, history. Let's do history. Quick save on this. I do have inspiration, so I will do that if I fail like the first couple of rolls.
You recall an old incantation from a children's story, said to void a devil's contract. Abi diabole et nunquam redi.
I've never seen such a fearless display of sheer idiocy. Bravo! Fine. I'll play your game. But I amend the pact once the mission's done, not before. Clause F, Section 9. Soulbinder shall bestow reward or favor only upon soul bearer's fulfillment of related obligation. Now, to Moonrise, pet. And do mind the shadows. They've been especially hungry.
What?
Gods damn it! Why did it have to be Mizora? Why did it have to be Zariel? We're supposed to risk our necks to get one of her assets? What if it's a runaway like me? Or something far worse?
You heard if Celestine wants to do something, he's free.
I want to believe that as much as you do. Almost as much as Will does. But I just know there will be more to the story. There always is. It's a bad idea to play games with the devil. You'd never win. Not ever.
She's not thrilled. Let's talk to Scratch.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
Let's get pets. Pets. Starting to talk. I'll talk to him in a minute.
You smell very delicious, but I will not bite you. Nice here. The caves smell like rotting meat. Goblin camp smells like goblins. Ooh, more.
Let's have a look. Maybe I need more pockets.
How can I help? The very same. Carsus was perhaps the most powerful wizard that ever lived. The child who would be a god, the elves called him. And he tried. With a spell of his own devising, he endeavored to usurp in one fell swoop the power of the goddess of magic. Mistral, she was called then. Imagine what it must have felt like. To be a god. To know yourself, to be untouchable. To be mistaken. As Carsus aimed his spell at her, she began to unravel, and with her, the entire weave. Too late did he realize what he had unleashed. It would have been the end of everything had not Mistral sacrificed herself. The goddess of magic is all magic. By dying, the entire weave was lost, and the spell that challenged a god failed. It was the end of Mistral, the end of Carsus, and the end of an entire civilization. As the child who would be a god was turned to stone, his empire came crashing down around him. The floating cities of Netheril were no more. An event that came to be known as Carsus's folly.
Yeah.
Quite so. Now, so many centuries later, I try to follow in the footsteps of Carsus. Not to destroy Mistra, but to prove my love for her. I tried to control only a fraction of the magic that was unleashed that fateful day. I merely sought to return one tiny diamond to an imperfect crown. Gale's folly, one might call it. History, repetition. It's the way things go.
Why doesn't Elminster take on absolute permission herself?
I've no doubt she has the power to do so, but as for the permission, Ao would not look kindly on her meddling in mortal affairs. Divine intervention has a tendency to make things worse, not better. As for Elminster, he saved the realms more times than legend can recount. But to take on a god is no easy feat, even for him. My orb is the best chance we have. And only I can wield it.
What does Mistra want such a demanding goddess?
She expects those who seek to use the weave to do so honestly, and with respect for its potential to destroy, as well as its potential to save. I doubt she's asked many of her followers to blow themselves up. That's a fate she's bequeathed exclusively to me. She wouldn't ask such a thing if it weren't our only means of survival. However much she's annoyed at me.
So we've got most of his conversation out of the way.
The more bullshit she pours, the more of it I'm forced to swallow. Mazora set me on fiends inside and outside the Hells. She's never ordered a rescue.
Gods. She makes a mockery of everything the Blade stands for. Such an asshole.
But you're supposed to hunt devils. Doesn't this violate your contract?
The same thought crossed my mind. I'm only to hunt the infernal, the demonic, and the heartless. But nowhere was it stated that I can't help one. Either we find it, or I'm made a mindless blob clawing at demons on the front line of the Blood War.
It's horrifying.
I always knew what my future held, and I know I chose right. Thank you for sticking your neck out for me. I mean it. But I'm not going to celebrate till I'm actually free. I can feel Mazora scheming, plotting. She won't let me go without making a fuss. Trust me on that.
You know, I feel a connection between us. Like we're two souls walking the same path. You might be a little naive in the ways of the world, but I see promise in you. Ambition.
What do you mean naive?
Just that you have a big heart. You like doing what's right. So I was thinking, what would be the right thing to do when we get to Moonrise Towers? When we come face to face with whoever is controlling the parasites in our heads?
Get rid of this one in my head, go back to my life?
That's the obvious option, yes. But consider the alternatives. Just think. How many people have the Mind Flayers infected? Hundreds? Thousands? And they're not just goblin trash. There are powerful people in the Worm's thrall. Whoever's waiting for us at Moonrise Towers controls it all. But if we can take that control from them, imagine the power we'd wield.
Oh, Starion. Until we transform into Mind Flayers.
That's just the thing. If we control the parasites, then we can order them not to change us. All the power, with none of the tentacles. I'm just saying, there's an opportunity here. If we can control the tadpoles, we can keep ourselves safe. And liberate the world from this evil.
Yeah, why don't I trust that that's your motivation, Astarion? Yeah, no, absolutely not.
So much for thinking you had ambition. Still, we're not there yet. Maybe you'll see the light. Yet.
You feel me tonight,
Then I'll
right?
see you tonight. You sweet, generous thing.
Yeah, when Astarion does these, like, wants to grab for ambition or power or something, if you can, try to be neutral, but do not, like, keep giving into, like, yeah, that's a good idea, and that's a good idea, because I think eventually when you try to, like, try to get him to not seek power in certain situations, he'll be like, basically, you supported me off of this, you know, all this time, and now you're saying, like, something else completely, and he, you know, gets extremely angry with you about it, so, big honking pieces of meat that are heavy, so let's see about getting rid of this. He basically is unhappy about the fact that, like, you kept telling him it was a good idea, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you don't want him to, like, act on it, so. So you need to either give a neutral answer or a negative answer. Oh, not this guy again.
The voice of the Absolute is strong here. And getting stronger.
Some clothes.
I don't know how much longer I can resist it. But it's good to see you're making progress. You took an unexpected route here. You did a brave thing. Saving those people in the grove.
Didn't seem like we helped that much good. The cold is cold.
Don't be so hard on yourself. It's not your fault the world is wicked. You did the right thing.
The hurt runs deeper than he's willing to show you.
Say nothing.
Beneath the resilient veneer, a touch of fragility. He needs comfort.
Say nothing.
It just doesn't stop. We are being bombarded by waves of telepathic energy. Wave after wave with hardly a breath between them. I almost dare not rest. Each wave a set of orders to the infected. The order for your transformation has been given many times already.
Do you know where the orders are coming from?
There is no doubt. Moonrise Towers. I just hope my powers last long enough to see this through. In any case, the Absolute knows you carry me with you now. It wants to retrieve me.
Well, what is Absolute?
I am the only one who can resist the Absolute's influence. Hence its fear of me. Its desperation. Unfortunately, that also means it is dedicating more and more resources to my retrieval. The task ahead is monumental. But where all that stands between victory for the Absolute and freedom for all? This is not just about you and I anymore. It has become far bigger than us. You must infiltrate Moonrise Towers, discover the secrets of the Absolute, and put an end to it. So we can finally be free. Now I must rest. And you must carry on. Do not let my efforts be in vain.
Anything they have to tell me. Any exclamation marks? No. So let's leave camp.
Premium trinkets and doodahs.
Sell it half to her.
What are you looking for?
Should have reset. Patience you have today. I'm not gonna want. What about dye? Salt green dye, okay. buddy.
Pleasure doing business with you.
We're going to do. Actually, we're not going to get to advancing the quest. So what I'll do is I'll go right outside. Actually, no, what I'll do is I'll loot this room and we'll stop there. Yeah, this Selûnite robe would actually look really good on Shadowheart, but it is a like regular wardrobe. It's not a like camp wear robe.
Preparing to march, I wager.
Last night's best bargain, right here. Don't be shy. Have a gander at the finest stuff.
Got more stuff. There's Shadowheart. Up. Robe. Those. Goods down. Okay. Camp outfits for everybody. Alright, what's this one look like? Okay, I think this is what Astarion has on. Whoop, did not mean to make you almost naked. What's this look like? Okay, kind of like a tank top and pants. For some reason that turned into a bustier. It's basically the same thing. It's dusty road clothes. Okay. Well, it's not there. do not like the color on you. I need to find a color that suits you. Or like I'll buy you some dye. Maybe a light blue? Maybe a light blue. Try light blue. Okay, so this is Isabel. Talking to her will start a quest and a fight. So, given how long I've been recording, I think I'm going to stop before that. So let's do a save. As always, if you want to support this channel, on Twitch you can do a follow, and on YouTube you can do a subscribe. Both of those are free for you to do on either one of those platforms, and it helps the channel out. If you'd like to support me financially, there is a link down below to a donation via Streamlabs page, and that's good if you want to do just like a one-time donation, or you can become a patron over at my Patreon. There's a link down below, and patrons get exclusive access to a monthly Q&A post/video combo, where on the post you can ask me a question, and on the video I will answer those questions while playing some kind of chill game. So check that out if you're interested in supporting me there. As always, I have an unusual stream schedule. Best way to get a heads up on when I'm going to be streaming is to follow me on Twitter at oldmaidgames. And that about does it. So I will see you guys in the next video, where we will continue with Act 2. So I'll see you later. Bye.